All right, at this point, we've built out an integration that connects to both GitHub and Zendesk. It sets up webhooks automatically and handles webhook requests appropriately so that we have bidirectional syncing from one app to the other. It's time to get our integration into the hands of our customers. So let's look at how to prepare our integration for the integration marketplace. There are a few things that we're going to want to do to make our integration look a little more appealing to our customers. First, it makes sense to give our integration an icon. Since we're pretending to be Zendesk in this scenario or a similar customer service software company, and our integration is called the GitHub integration, it makes sense to give our integration the GitHub icon. Additionally, we're going to want to add a category and a brief description of what our integration does. So from the integration details page, we can give it a category, something to the tune of, let's say, source control. We can also give our integration a brief description. I could say something like sync GitHub issues to Zendesk, something like that. The other thing we're going to want to do to make our integration a little more user-friendly is to spruce up our configuration wizard. So opening up our configuration wizard, we have two config pages and we can add optional taglines to our config pages. So for the GitHub configuration page, we could say something like configure your GitHub repo. And additionally, throughout the config wizard, you can add a bunch of helper text, headings, and images, or even some raw HTML. If, for example, you have some links to documentation on your site that you would like to be able to have the customer click on and open up in a new window, you can add whatever HTML images or headings or text you'd like in your config wizard. So I might go ahead and just add a little paragraph of text saying something like, on this page, configure the GitHub repo that will have its issues synced with Zendesk, something like that. And you can go ahead and add as much helper text as you'd like on your config wizard. So I'll go ahead and save my changes, and then I'm going to go ahead and reach for the publish button on the top right of my designer. By clicking the publish button, I'm not automatically adding my integration to the integration marketplace. There are some integrations, some one-off integrations that you might build that are only for a specific customer. So publishing just makes that available to be deployed as an instance to a customer. This is an integration that I'd like to have my customers be able to deploy for themselves. And so I would like to, in addition to publishing my integration, add it to my integration marketplace, which I can do from the left-hand side in the marketplace configuration pane. I'm going to go ahead and add my integration to the marketplace. I'm going to deploy version number 1. It's deployable. Allow multiple instances will allow my customers to deploy multiple instances of my integration. So if we had built our integration to be able to handle multiple repositories, or maybe my customers have multiple repositories in GitHub that they want to watch, they could add multiple instances of their integration. For now, I'll just keep it to 1. And then this overview is going to be a slightly more elaborate description of what your integration does, so that when your customer clicks into the integration, they get a more holistic view of what the integration does. So I can say something like, whenever a new issue is added to your GitHub repo, a corresponding is created in Zendesk. Comments in both apps are synced to the other. So we'll go ahead and add our integration. Taking off my developer hat for a moment, I'm going to go ahead and log into your application as one of your customers. So imagine I'm one of your customers logged into your application. I am Jane Doe, project manager, and logged into your application. And I, one of your customers, would like to deploy this GitHub integration for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and click into the part of your app where you've embedded the Prismatic Marketplace. And I can scroll down to see what integrations you have available. It looks like you have Dropbox and Google Analytics, and under the source control category, you have the GitHub integration that syncs GitHub issues to Zendesk. Cool. I can click it and view the full overview of the integration. And then I can deploy this integration to myself without need of your team intervening. So I can simply click on Configure and walk through the configuration wizard that you've set up, authenticating with both GitHub and Zendesk. And then I can go ahead and walk through the additional configuration options that we set up, including the drop-down menu that dynamically pulls down GitHub repositories and the no reply email that's going to be associated with our Zendesk tickets. And simply by clicking Finish, I have an instance of the integration deployed to me. And that's it. We have a working integration in our marketplace. If you'd like to see the full integration's YAML definition and import it for yourself, or if you want more information on how to build other integrations or embed the marketplace into your app, please check out our documentation at prismatic.io/docs. Thanks.